Alright, ladies and gentlemen, get back to it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're new to the channel, make
Hi.
sure you drop a sub, follow, and like. This is your boy Razor Tube,
Yep.
and I'm coming at you with another base location option for your squad on DayZ. Now, check this out. This currently, the location I'm at, is
Yeah.
the West Cherno industrial portion. Now, where this is located is there's two portions of Cherno Industrial. There's the east side, like I like to call it, then you have a military camp, and then you have the west side of Cherno Industrial, which I'm currently located right now. Now, our base is actually located in this industrial building currently here. Now, shout out to all my verified guys and to Jade Monkey for throwing up this base in a day, and I kind of just wanted to go over what they did and exactly how this would benefit a bigger squad of people in DayZ. Now, since we're in an industrial portion of Cherno, there's a lot of things that you can get, okay? Now, the resources that are close to you for a big squad in order to throw a base up and get it going as fast as possible are planks, nails, tools, anything that you need for a base you can find in this area. Now, since it's a West Cherno industrial portion, and you're still next to the military camp, you have access to weapons, clips, military clothing, and whatnot. So always remember that. Now, things to remember, this is our base here, is when you walk outside this industrial building, you can find your planks, which I was talking about before. You got a stack on my left, stack over to my right, and then you also have all these little industrial buildings that are around the entire uh, base that you could build inside this factory. Now, the benefit of having all this material near you is obviously you can get a base up and going in no time, especially when you have a lot of people. Now, if you're looking at all these buildings, you have a setting to where you're just surrounded by unlimited resources and you can loot cycle, and if you want to actually check out that video, I have it inside my DayZ highlights playlist and guides playlist. So you'd basically go ahead and you loot cycle through all these buildings, you get the materials you need to build a base, and you'd begin to utilize them to build a big base inside of this industrial building that I'm looking at right now. Now, benefits of building in this area is you're by Cherno City, which you can go in there, there's a watering hole, fill up on supplies, food, water, whatnot, and then you have the military camp that's beyond these big silos to the east. There you're going to acquire all your weapons, ammo, and whatnot, and then you and your squad can start actually peeling back the layers of the server you're on and start to dominate the competition or the people that are trying to contest the other major areas inside of your server. Now, let me kind of go through this base setting for you just so you can get an idea exactly what it is you could do with this building. Now, obviously, we've cordoned off the entire building with walls and barbed wire. Now, the important thing is with the barbed wire is once you put it on the base, do remember that if you hit it, you're gonna bleed. And obviously, you know, you want to get through your base and through the door as fast as possible. Uh, Other benefits of building inside this base, you're going to be looking at high ground, windows up top that you can shoot down on people that are trying to raid you. Now, this specific location is going to be harder to raid because there's only, I believe there's only 1 or 2 areas to actually get through when you're trying to raid this base. So keep that in mind when you're starting the build. Now, although it is a kind of expensive build, like I said, this build is kind of for a bigger squad. Now, things to remember that come to mind is you can actually go inside the front of this base and park a car in it if you utilize your space properly without blocking or impeding the area with walls.
Where's Grouch?
Now, I'm going to go ahead and walk through the front of the base. As you can see, we got a
I
gate
heard a noise and
some,
then I heard a shot and I was like,
as you can see, is we got barbed wire in the front, so it'll hurt anybody. The barbed wire is glitched still, so if you run through it, it can hurt you. We also have a gun turret in here. We kind of utilize this building as a stronghold and garage. So remember, you can also have multiple teammates online at the same time and utilize it as a garage and
somebody else. I was in front of the zombie and
now,
the zombie
if I
saved my
walk
life.
around,
yeah.
you can look and you
Snipper's
have
back.
multiple angles on people that raid your base.
Hey, trash bag. Come
Now,
on down, pussy.
if you go up top, now I showed you the front. This is the second story. You can look down. You got a bunch of people here. You can actually see what we're building, what we're trying to create here. As a squad, we have multiple people.
Oh, that was 27 who shot the zombie.
We have multiple people actually going through the base at all times, so it's hard to raid. Now, we also have an area, which is kind of a loot room. Now, remember, you can utilize this as much as you want, how you want. The best thing about it is you can customize this building
Dang, dude, we got a lot of color smoke,
for your
baby.
squad.
These yellow ones are obnoxious.
Now,
Holy shit.
what you could do,
I like them.
and what we've done, is created artificial perches to cover the front door. So people raiding you can shoot down on. And you can always keep watch out
I like them a lot.
for enemies at the front gate.
How's
Now,
that?
you can kind of cover multiple angles by standing on these stairs that we've created. Out the windows on the right. Now, the left is kind of an issue, but I'm sure if you're smart with building, you could actually build some stairs located on the left side, which is the south side of the building. So how you do that is up to you, and you can figure it out.
Where's the trash bag? When we want to fight him, legit, he's hiding.
Now, the good
Like, I
thing
haven't been
also
practicing
about this,
this shot. I'm trash.
you have a third story. So the third story consists of just one platform, so you can put walls up just like we were doing, and we will continue to do to block off the windows so no sniper fire will come through.
Garbage.
Or what you could do is put gates
If we
here.
can't line it up ahead of time, I
you
can't
could,
land it.
You can basically put gates here so you can open, you can look out, shoot, and whatnot. Now, you remember there's an open window here, so you can actually utilize this by coming out onto the roof. Now, if you're smart about building, there's 3 stories here, but we can create our 4th story by placing some steps, climbing up, and getting on top of the roof even more. Now, this offers you a variety of field of view against your enemies, and you can snipe them and whatnot as you get raided or if you don't like the people. Now, a few more pros about this base is you do have Cherno construction, and you do have Cherno crate, shipping crate area near you. Now, what's good about that is you can get Marlin bags
Might be 27 again.
from the shipping crate area, and you could also get car parts. Now, if you're smart about it and you loot cycle like I was telling you in the beginning of the video, you can definitely utilize Cherno City and all the industrial portions to your advantage. Now, this is kind of a lower traffic area when it comes to bases. And it's kind of good for a bigger squad to take over while you're trying to traverse the Cherno area and the southwest portion of the map. Now, a little bit of a warning. You might have freshies come through here all the time, or fresh spawns, as I'd like to call them. And it would, you know, behoove you to obviously not trust them and whatnot. But now, although this version of a base is kind of costly, in the long run, if you have a big squad, it's worth it. So keep that in mind while you're looking at this base right now, because honestly, you have your front gate with barbed wire and the building doors itself to kind of hold the front lines if people try to raid you. And now, if you want to be tactful about what you do with this base, we've created such a thing, and this goes kind of in the base defense department. When you look at this, what we've created is, obviously we got the sniper perches up here, but we also have these light posts, right? So we have this construction light here and here. So when people breach the gate and these are on, it blinds them, okay? So what you want to do, and we already have a fence kit here, is provide cover for you or whoever's going to this Jenny to turn it on. So when you are getting raided, you turn the lights on, those guys are blind, and you have your guys up in the sniper perch looking down at the people trying to raid you. Now what they could do up there is they could snipe, throw grenades, they could smoke them, they can cause any type of screen to kind of hold back the people or the squad trying to raid you. Now this is kind of an important piece. When you think of base defense, you got to think of, they raid you at night, they have NVGs on. Cool. Well, the light's going to blind them because they can't look in NVGs inside here. Or if they take them off and it's during the day, obviously these aren't going to hold, right? Lights won't even matter. So you have things like barbed wire and obstacles in their way in order to hold them back. Now, as you can see, we created things, fence kits and posts, so we can kind of layer up the base. That way we can keep out anybody we need to and store our loot that we gather as we traverse through the DayZ map. And basically, this base in a nutshell is one of the better, more expensive builds that you can find while playing DayZ. Now, that's not to say the other base videos I've posted aren't good. I think the PD video that I posted for Cherno PD is a pretty well fortified base, but this base is a more expensive build for a larger team to traverse through in order to hold off any other enemy squads and store vehicles in properly without being a tight squeeze. Now, obviously, you don't got to use a car tent for this. You can, if you wanted to put one in here, okay, you could do that. But this base is made for the industrial material. The fortification options you have in here are unlimited, so you can do it the way you want. You don't have to do it the way we got it. And for the storage of the loot that you find through DayZ. Now, obviously, this isn't a solo base by any means. I would say this type of base build is going to be for a group of 4 and up. Now, I mean, obviously, if you want to be ballsy about it and do it with 2 or 3 guys, you could, but I don't suggest that, only because of, you know, the risks you gotta take to build this while holding back people if they find you. So, I'll just put it this way. In general, this base is probably one of the best bases for a larger group. And if you want to utilize the space properly, you'll definitely want to build your front gate up like this with your barbed wire, throw up your base defenses, and figure out what parts of this factory you want to use yourself to use for storage, food, power lot, and whatnot. So, in a nutshell, in the West Cherno industrial area, this is the best option for a large group of people to build in. And now, if you're looking at this on the stream, make sure you guys drop those subs, follows, and likes. But if you're new to the channel and you're watching this in video form, make sure you guys drop a sub and a like. And also check out the Boyfriend Squad members, Jade Monkey and BioLaser. And that's it for the